Hi, I'm Jason. I work at Certified CIO, an IT managed services provider serving the areas around Baltimore, DC, and York, PA. And I want to make you a little smarter about your IT in about 5 minutes. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining Certified CIO as our resident security expert, Shaun Miller, presents a hack in progress. This type of attack is called a man-in-the-middle attack, which essentially is a collection of data to be used later for exploitation. In this demonstration, Shaun will use two programs, EtherCap and Wireshark. EtherCap is a pass-through program that eavesdrops, a process called sniffing, on network communication. Wireshark then parses that traffic into usable data. All actions you will see were done in a controlled environment with consent from appropriate parties. Shaun presents this for demonstration only. A short question and answer period will follow the demonstration, along with a short list of takeaways. In our example, Shaun begins by downloading a specific file from his target computer that contains encrypted keys. We're not going to show specifics here, as we don't want to give away the keys to the castle, but keep in mind this requires access to the computer to do so, and cannot be done with EtherCap alone. This is where the human firewall, as our friends at KnowBe4 like to say, comes into play. Whether via social engineering, phishing, or any of the other tricks malicious actors like to use, it only takes a few minutes to acquire the information needed to really access the pertinent data EtherCap will collect. To begin, Shaun needs access to a network. This could be a wired network that he's plugged into, or a wireless network that he has access to, whether by known or cracked password, or an unprotected network. Here we see Shaun scanning a network to determine if his target machine is online. It is, and can be seen on IP address 10.1.30.155. Shaun is now executing EtherCap using the sudo ethercap command. We can now see network traffic in real time, which is being logged. Shaun opens Wireshark, which he will use to translate the information captured by EtherCap. By filtering by IP, Shaun is able to cut down the massive data he needs to sift through. Shaun finds the specific information he is trying to acquire and can follow that information only. At this point, the information is a mix between encrypted and unencrypted information, which isn't a lot of help for him. He needs more to steal username and password information. This is where the stolen file from the beginning of the video comes in. Shaun can use the file to decrypt information.
Also, what you can grab here is the cookies. There's another technique where you can actually take the cookie from your machine and physically load it into your browser, and you just hit refresh and you're now logged in as that user. So you can steal the cookie session and put it on your own machine.
Using this technique, a malicious actor can trick websites to allow access without passwords, simply by using the existing cookie to impersonate a target. Logging into the machine being sniffed and using a demonstration site, Shaun will play the victim and enter a username and password. The window to the right is the victim's machine, and the centered window is Wireshark, which is translating the information being captured by EtherCap.
So you notice that this has an SSL certificate, right? So it's secure. Everything looks good, right? So once this starts collecting data, I will log in to this site and then stop the packet capture so we can check out what these packets look like now that they're decrypted. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this. My super secure password. I'm gonna hit login. Crazy to look at, but if we go and we follow that HTTP stream, we can look at this is fully readable. All right, and then this program has so many different things here. So right here, username, test, password, my super secure password. So, that was done over in HTTPS, but, obviously I was able to pull that password out. So scary stuff. It's easy to do. Anytime you connect to, a Starbucks or something like that, you're definitely susceptible to this type of attack, any kind of public Wi-Fi. It's just one of those things that it's super simple. With 2 or 3 commands, I was able to pull this. Obviously, for this instance, I needed physical access to the machine but I'm sure that there's some savvy people out there that can write a script or something to have somebody run that and gather it, or if they were able to crack the password or gain access that way. Does anybody have any questions? So anytime you're not on a regulated network, you would want to use PIA or one of those VPN. There's a ton of them out there where you would. Yeah, that's really why we're pushing the VPN instead of just connecting directly through RDP or directly from their machine. And that's why it's important to that we monitor the machines as well, because then we can kind of see the visibility on like the health of the machine, if it's infected, that kind of thing. A lot of these call outs from the packet captures, our SOC is looking at the machines that we have monitoring under that. So through SOC Logic, they're, gathering this data, and they will actually alert us when they start seeing, clear type passwords. No. Basically, if my hacker password, if I go into an office and say, hey, I'm a vendor, or I need this or whatever, and they give me their private Wi-Fi, they're basically giving me keys to the castle. I can roll through there and run this on any given machine on their network. That's why it's important. That's why it's important, when you have visitors that visit your office or something like that, you get them joined to the public Wi-Fi, which basically gives them internet only, and they'll be isolated from other machines on the network. I mean, look, I can do videos all day on how to crack Wi-Fi. Right. They take a little bit longer. If they want to get in, they're going to get in. But it's one of those things where if we come at it at a layered approach, we can try to keep the hackers at bay.
Always be on the lookout for oddities. Many times, malicious actors will take advantage of a person's desire to be nice. For example, asking for a locked door to be held open due to a forgotten key card, or asking for the company Wi-Fi password just for a minute. Use a VPN whenever connecting in to work resources from a public Wi-Fi. Control who has access to the internal network. Create a guest network with internet access only for those who should not have access to greater company resources. The human firewall is key. As always, be very mindful of clicking bad links in emails and disclosing username and password information on lookalike websites. Utilizing multi-factor authentication for sensitive logins provide another important layer of cybersecurity when passwords are compromised. As we can see, it is not difficult for a person with bad intentions to get into places he or she should not be. Make sure your cyber defenses are up to speed and up to date. If you're not sure, give us a call or visit us at certifiedcio.com.
Anybody have any off the record questions?